All right, good morning, guys. We're live in the newsroom here on April 13th. It's Friday the 13th.
Happy Friday, guys.
We have a very special explanation of Friday the 13th for you coming up. But first of all, peep these eagles. They're so cute.
They grew overnight, guys. Or is it just me? And I was looking at the nest and it looked like 4. That's how big they are. Look at those fuzzballs.
They are so cute. And
they're adorable.
They're getting so big. They are the Anacostia River Southeast DC eagles. And guys, we had them streaming from the beginning when they were tiny little fluff balls.
Oh, do you remember?
Yes.
So freaking cute.
And
now they're just like gray little, I don't even know. I see more coloring in them too. Oh, food has arrived. It's lunchtime.
Yeah, so this is Liberty and Justice, the mom and dad flying into the nest, taking care of their little ones.
We still don't know the names, right?
I don't believe so. They're still in the middle of voting on them, right?
Okay. Who did you vote for?
I voted, so we were able to vote for the names, and I voted, I think, Honor and Courage.
I did Courage too, and I picked Star.
That's
so,
cute.
yeah, if you guys
DC
want to pick
related,
they're all DC related, exactly.
DC terms, and yeah, that made it work.
So cute.
Love them. So we'll have them on the stream a little bit today, guys, as you join us live in the newsroom here for our stream of what's going on in DC and around the nation. Right now, quick live look up in New York. This is where shortly, just a few moments ago, Michael Cohen, President Trump's lawyer, arrived in court. There was a brief statement. Unfortunately, we did miss it, but we do have, you can see the microphone there. Fox 5 New York is there for us. So if there are any more statements, we can take those live for you to show you what's going on there, because we want to track what's going on live. Michael Cohen in court. But other than that, guys, today the United Nations Security Council is meeting, and we have a live camera inside that UN meeting for you. But first, we want to bring it back into the newsroom and talk to you about Friday the 13th. Guys, who is superstitious? Anybody?
Not anymore, guys. Right? Do you care?
Umbrellas opening inside.
I'll do it.
Black cats.
Black cats walking under a ladder, breaking, glass, or is it a mirror? Whatever the case may be.
Well, check out the word right on your screen here, guys, below Happy Friday the 13th. That is the word for the fear of the Friday the 13th.
And it's English, guys. It's English.
So technically it's an English word, right? But it comes from the Greek, and we have one of our very special web producers who happens to be Greek help us pronounce it today.
Yeah.
We did a string of videos to kind of talk about the word and see if we could have some of our staff and anchors pronounce the word.
Yes, because honestly, you look at that and it looks atrocious. I can't even break that down.
It's a tough one seeing it in
bold
bold like
one.
that.
Yeah, so the fact that I caught these moments live right then and there. They're looking at this word with major confusion and breaking it down. Hilarious, guys.
I love it.
So we threw that on our Instagram stories earlier today. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. If not, we're going to play it here right now for you.
Yes, we'll show you a little string of video to see who can pronounce this word again.
Yeah.
It breaks down the word for fear of Friday the 13th, and obviously phobia being fear of, and you'll hear it in the description. Quick shout out to my mom, whose birthday is today, Friday the 13th.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mom, April 13. So many birthdays today. Austin upstairs, one of our camera guys.
He's amazing, guys.
He is getting older. Okay, guys, check out our video. Here it is. Play it through. Oops.
Gotta love technology.
All right, we're gonna work on this because it's freezing up. So Raisa, tell us a little bit about what you're working
technology.
on.
So right now we are working on scheduling a few weekend posts. I'm looking through the rundown of different stories that have come up throughout the week. If not, looking at cool submissions that people have sent via Instagram. So like cool scenic pictures that we like to feature in the mornings, evenings, whatever time works really. Who doesn't love like a good Instagram picture? I love them all. So scheduling, working on that. And it also gives us a chance to highlight on some of the coolest and, you know, talented DC DMV photographers of the area. So if you guys aren't exactly DC based but do have some cool pictures from previous visits here, please upload it to Instagram, use the hashtag Fox5DC, and we may feature your work because that's what Instagram's for, guys. I mean, you showcase some of the cool pictures that you capture, and that's where we come into play. We feature it. Yes. So I think we have the video working now, guys.
It's working now. Thanks, Raisa, for watching it. Okay, here we go. We're gonna start it. So guys, let's see who can get this right. The word is paraskavi dekatriaphobia. Paraskavi meaning Friday in Greek, dekatria 13, and phobia fear of. In other words, paraskave dekatriaphobia.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to pronounce this word. Paraskavadekatriaphobia?
Pararikasavakadinkatiraphachi.
We have paraskavadekatriaphobia.
How would you say that in English, sir? American version.
Paraskavadekatriaphobia.
Okay, so I think it's paraskavadekia
Round of applause for that attempt.
Paraskavadecatriaphobia.
Oh.
안녕하세요.
Paraskavadecatriaphobia.
Shut it down, Wiz.
All right, guys, so that was a mixture of some of our staff, friends, family here at Fox 5, and anchors trying to pronounce that word again. There it is on your screen. It means fear of Friday the 13th, which is today. So we're celebrating it, and we're happy it's Friday.
Right, we're happy it's Friday, guys. So one more time, run it back. Can you please say that word?
I gotta look at the screen to watch it to make sure I know it.
Do it.
In sort of Americanized English, it would be paraskavadecatriaphobia.
Paraskavadecatriaphobia.
Three times fast. Too much?
Let's see. Let's try it. Paraskavadecatriaphobia. That's it. I'm done. First try. I don't even need three.
Out. Well, guys, if you're joining us, thanks for hanging out with us on this Friday. We are tracking the latest breaking news, anything live coming in on our video, news from around the DMV area and around the nation as it comes in. Right now, a little bit slow on our video streams. Gonna kind of see what pops. I'm gonna hit you with some of the top stories of the day coming up. But for now, let's take you back to. Let's see. Well, we'll go inside the UN Security Council for now, and then I'm going to pop you over to some of the top stories that we've been tracking, some of our sister stations around the nation have been tracking, including a local story. I think I mentioned it yesterday about that cold case here in Montgomery County, Maryland, about the woman that went disappearing. They're now ruling it a homicide, investigating a person of interest in that case. And then also James Comey, he has a tell-all new book that talks about Trump, politics, and why it felt like he was prosecuting a gangster, you know, when he was in there. He felt sort of that gangster, mobster vibe inside the Trump White House. And then also the Oklahoma teacher walkout, that has come to an end. A couple other local stories as well that we've put in there. So we're going to bring that up for you in just a second. For now, jumping into the UN Security Council. Thanks, Raisa.
Thank you guys for having me. Happy Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Y que es urgente avanzar en el proceso político de conformidad con la resolución 2254 y el comunicado de Ginebra. Como ha señalado el secretario general, son particularmente preocupantes los riesgos que el actual impasse implica, siendo indispensable evitar que la situación se salga de control. Esto no puede ocurrir cuando nuestro deber es poner fin al sufrimiento de millones de personas y a la impunidad con la que se cometen crímenes atroces. El Perú reafirma su compromiso con la alta responsabilidad que el mantenimiento de la paz y seguridad internacional supone. Mi delegación continuará trabajando por alcanzar una solución al conflicto y proteger a la población siria de conformidad con la Carta de las Naciones Unidas y el derecho internacional. Muchas gracias. Vuelvo a asumir la función de presidente del Consejo. Recuerdo lo que establece la nota 507 de este Consejo sobre la extensión de las intervenciones. Y ahora doy la palabra al representante de la República Árabe Siria.
شكرا سيد الرئيس.
Thank you, Mr. President.
بداية أقدم
At the beginning,
باسم حكومة بلادي
on
التعازي
behalf of my government, I would like to express our condolences to the people and government of Algeria for the tragic military plane crash that claimed the lives of 247 people.
ثانيا أرحب بمشاركة السيد.
We are in this for the long haul. And now it's time to shift our focus.
School bells will be ringing again in Oklahoma as teachers head back to the classroom, fresh off a nearly 2-week-long protest for better working conditions.
The walkout is ending today, and we're going back to school.
The Oklahoma Education Association, asking for a pay raise and more public school funding, called off the walkout after receiving an increase of $479 million for the next school year, an average pay increase of $6,100 for each teacher. The teachers union says although the money is a small victory, it's time to shift the focus to the next chapter.
As classes resume, we must turn our attention towards sessions.
The teachers union says the campaign has started a movement, but it doesn't have the backing of everyone.
Some legislators don't like that we have found our voice and are taking our power back.
Meanwhile, in Arizona, a victory for teachers demanding higher salaries. The Arizona governor says it's a good day for teachers in his state.
I'm proposing we boost our proposed teacher pay increase to 9% this year.
The Oklahoma Teachers Union is asking every school district to start sending teams to lobby at the state capitol next week to fight for the ongoing education bills. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
We knew this would be explosive. President Trump fired James Comey as FBI director almost a year ago. Now, this is Comey's not-so-flattering take on Trump. At 6'8", former FBI Director James Comey has always stood out in a crowd, but never quite like this. Even the title of his book, A Higher Loyalty, seems to be a jab at the president he once served, and Comey does not hold back. The New York Times with this excerpt. This president is unethical and untethered to truth and institutional values. His leadership is transactional, ego-driven, and about personal loyalty.
He often goes back to the comparing it to a mob boss, that the president was sort of running a New York crime family in some ways.
Comey reiterates that Trump had asked for his loyalty, something that clearly made him bristle. And there are some personal attacks on the president as well.
He described that his face was sort of orange, and he saw like little white half circles under his eyes where he assumed he had goggles on in the tanning bed. He made a point also of looking at the size of the president's hands, while James Comey said that though they were smaller than his, they seemed to be of normal proportions.
A special counsel Robert Mueller is investigating, among other things, whether the president obstructed justice by firing Comey in the midst of the Russia probe. The Republican National Committee has already started a website called Lion Comey. And soon we could see an Inspector General's report on how Comey handled the Hillary Clinton email investigation.
So we're likely to get some new perspective on this book, even as Comey's still out there publicizing it.
Now, in the book, Comey stands behind his decision to reopen the Clinton email investigation, something that angered many Democrats. In Washington, Doug Luzader, Fox News.
The terrorist threat from returning foreign fighters is growing, and governments are hard-pressed to stop it. That's the conclusion of a United Nations report that says the inflow from combat zones is larger, more global, and more varied than ever before.
The whole challenge for the member states is to identify them in time, to locate them in time, and then to take care of them, or to protect them, or to take care of them in protecting the society.
The report by the United Nations Security Council Counterterrorism Committee paints an alarming portrait of radicalized enemies integrating back into their home countries, often undetected and potentially free to carry out terrorist attacks. It says the largest number hail from Russia and the former Soviet Union republics, more than 8,000, 7,000 from the Middle East, nearly 6,000 from Western Europe, with only 439 from North America.
The threat from returnees is long-term, and it may be for some even dormant, in the sense that a person comes back even willing to consider reintegration in society and then be triggered by a conflict that may happen 2 years from now to get back into action.
The UN is calling on governments to improve tracking of returnees, including strengthening passenger information and using biometric data systems to keep tabs on the fighters when they return home.
The U.S. is protected on both sides by oceans. Europe is far more vulnerable, but that doesn't mean that the United States is completely immune.
UN officials say even though the smallest number of foreign fighters come from the U.S. and Canada, that does not mean the threat here is less. The numbers can give Americans some comfort, but no protection. At the United Nations, I'm Eric Shawn, Fox News.
When Allison Thresher vanished in May of 2000, her children Hannah and Sam were 12 and 10 years old. By then, she had spent about a year trying to separate her daughter from Fernando Asturizaga, the man now named as a person of interest. Thresher wrote letters to Asturizaga telling him to stay away from Hannah, and she sent a letter to the school where he worked, Friends Community School, advising them of what she believed to be an inappropriate relationship. Today, Hannah, now 30, said she had vehemently denied the relationship to her mother.
Soon after she made her suspicions known, my mother disappeared. A few months later, when I expressed frustration at his lack of empathy towards my grief over the loss of my mother, Mr. Asturizaga said to me, "I thought things would be easier for us now that she's gone." At the time, I didn't think anything of it. But after 9 or 10 years of reflection, I started to question if his words meant something more.
That's when Hannah went to the police and told them Asturizaga began sexually abusing her at the age of 10. He was convicted in 2012 and is now serving a 100-year prison sentence. Chief Tom Manger says the detective who closed that case then asked to reinvestigate the disappearance of Allison Thresher.
The case was reopened, and based on recent forensic analysis, we now believe the suspect attempted to destroy evidence at the time that the crime was committed inside her apartment.
At today's announcement, Hannah was joined by her brother, who spoke fondly of his mom.
She was intelligent, she was eloquent, she was an excellent writer, she was passionate mostly about Hannah and I.
At the time of her disappearance, Allison Thresher was going through a contentious divorce with her husband, James. Law enforcement sources say no one has been eliminated as a suspect in the case, and James Thresher was not invited to be at the news conference. We knocked on his door today in Silver Spring.
Mr. Thresher?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Paul Wagner with Channel 5. Today, the Montgomery County Police announced that this man is a person of interest in your former wife's death.
Uh-huh.
And I'm wondering if I could talk to you about it.
No, not interested, thanks.
No? No comment at all?
No.
Okay.
We're all striving for that perfect photo, but in the end, we end up looking a little weird.
From double vision to permalicious to thinking of you. These are some of the bizarre photos in the awkward experience at Ismoa and El Segundo.
It is 210 of the most uncomfortable, cringeworthy family photos that you can imagine.
Doug Chernak is the curator and founder of awkwardfamilyphotos.com.
Why do you think it's so well received?
I think everybody sees a little bit of themselves in these photos. We've all tried to create the perfect family photo, but the reality is family is not perfect, it's very imperfect, and that's what these photos show.
Like the shirtless brothers, or the family that left grandma all by herself, and this guy who loves his snake. visitors to Asmoa are embracing the awkwardness. Does this remind you of your weirdness?
Oh yeah. Every one of these, I go, oh, I've got a photo like that.
And there's something in almost every photo that you can relate to. I think being part of the awkward group is even the most fun.
We're not making fun of these families, right? They submitted the photos.
It's like we're laughing with them. I think the show is a really great exercise in empathy and compassion. These are photographs that everybody has, I'm sure, and you just see yourself in it.
The awkward experience runs through April 28th. Reporting from El Segundo, I'm Gina Silva, Fox 11 News.
All right, so those were some of the top stories, guys, that we've been covering on this Friday the 13th. Obviously, the Comey story quite big today with the release of his tell-all book. And then that local story about the cold case that is now coming back to the forefront with a person of interest is just fascinating. I know it's very tragic. We've been following that. And I'm sure there'll be more to come of that story. And then in addition, of course, like we were talking about, the teacher walkout, we started with that. That's ending. And then the whole stuff with Syria, that's still on everybody's mind. In fact, right now the UN Security Council is discussing threats from Syria and Russia and the whole situation in Syria. So we're going to take you inside live at the UN Security Council, and then we'll be back with some other live video as we have it today on this Friday.
Not come together to end the abuse of those who are reckless. This would effectively declare this organization dead. In a very similar circumstance to that led to the ending or declaring the League of Nations dead. The truth that needs to be told today is that after the failure of the US, Britain and France and their proxies in the region, in our region, after they failed to achieve their objectives in Syria through providing all forms of support to the armed terrorist groups, we see them today tweeting and bragging about nice, new and smart rockets and missiles and defying international legitimacy through this council. And they are dispatching warplanes and fleets to achieve what their terrorist tools failed to achieve over the past 7 years. The truth that needs to be told today, Mr. President, is that the Syrian government did liberate hundreds of thousands of civilians in eastern Ghouta from the practices of the armed terrorist groups that used them as human shields and did hold them hostage over years and prevented any medical or food assistance from reaching them. It used their schools, homes, and hospitals as military bases to launch attacks against 8 million civilians in Damascus. The truth that needs to be told today is that some reckless people are pushing international relations towards the abyss based on a fake video prepared by the terrorist white helmets based on instructions by Western intelligence. The truth that needs to be told today, Mr. President, is that the international alliance, the so-called one, used its warplanes to serve ISIL to obstruct the victories of the Syrian Arab Army and its allies against this terrorist organization. This international alliance made the White Helmets its media division that fabricates and falsifies in the benefit of this terrorist organization of Al-Qaeda. My government took the initiative to invite the OPCW to dispatch a fact-finding mission to visit my country and the alleged site of the incident. We provided all facilitation for the team to work in a transparent and accurate manner. They are supposed to start their work in a few hours. This invitation comes from our diplomatic experience and trust and power, and not because we are weak or afraid of any bullying or threats. The Syrian Arab Republic condemns in the strongest terms the three governments threatening to use power in a flagrant violation of Article 1 of the UN Charter that identifies the purposes of the UN towards the maintenance of international peace and security and the suppression of acts of aggression and other breaches of the peace.
سيد الرئيس.
Mr. President,
إن فهمنا جميعا باستثناء الولايات المتحدة وبريطانيا
with
وفرنسا
the exception of the United States, Britain and France, we all understand that the Security Council is the body in charge with the maintenance of international peace and security and should stand against attempts to impose the law of the jungle and the rule of the powerful. But some member states think that the UN is just a business that works based on market rules and the supply and demand principle and exploiting the fate of peoples, or uses it as a podium for cheap shows and investing in more lies. This actually is a truth that disappoints peoples of the world. We're not reinventing the wheel here.
All right, guys, we'll take a quick break from the UN Security Council, as that is going on all morning, and go over to a story that I really love. The big winner of the Mega Millions jackpot in New Jersey was announced this morning. $533 million went to a person that they identified, and they had speak out this morning, and they announced the winner and gave him the award this morning, just a few moments ago, really. And it was really cool. I thought it was a good testament to people using this type of award for good. And you guys be the judge. Take a look at this video.
Colossal jackpot win. First and foremost, I want to recognize our New Jersey Lottery Vice Chair, Patrick Toscano, and our newly confirmed State Treasurer, Elizabeth Moyo, and she'll now say a few words to everybody.
Thank you, John. Good morning. Lots of mics here today. I'm delighted to be part of this exciting event today to unveil the winner of the historic Mega Millions jackpot. And I know everyone is here for one reason, and that's to meet our winner, but I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to underscore the integral role that the New Jersey Lottery plays in supporting many worthy state initiatives. Last fiscal year alone, the sale of lottery tickets generated nearly $1 billion to support our state's financial obligations. And since this jackpot roll began in early January of this year, we have seen sales in New Jersey reach over $51 million, generating just under $21 million to benefit our state. All of this would not be possible without the dedicated staff that keeps the lottery running each and every day. They're all up here looking over the wall and in the offices. So I just want to thank all of you for all of your hard work, because without you, this day would not be possible. So now I'll get to the exciting part, and John can introduce our winner. But thank you all for coming today. It's a big day for our winner, and it's a big day for the state of New Jersey. Thank you.
Thank you, David. In addition to what the treasurer said, I do want to underscore some other economic benefits with the lottery. There were a lot of other winners in this roll that led up to the $533 million jackpot. Three players in New Jersey won $1 million apiece, and more than 30 players won $10,000 prizes, and 3 of those multiplied those $10,000 prizes by exercising the megaplier factor on our game. 2 players won $30,000, and 1 player won $40,000. Other benefits to the lottery was that it's a profitable component to thousands of local businesses throughout the state. There are more than 7,000 retailers regularly earning commissions and bonuses on the sale of every lottery ticket. From this roll alone, our retailers made $2.5 million in commissions and bonuses. For selling the winning Mega Millions jackpot ticket, Riverdale Luke Oil South received a bonus check of $30,000. This $533 million jackpot is the 4th largest in Mega Millions history. It is the 10th largest in U.S. history. And I'm proud to say that this is the largest in New Jersey state lottery history since we first started selling tickets in 1971. Everyone, it is now my pleasure to introduce the winner. from Vernon, New Jersey, Mr. Richard Weil. Richard?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay. So the only thing I'm going to ask is my family, I won't discuss today. That's off limits, but everything else I'll talk about. I am from Vernon, Michigan. I moved here at the end of July for a job opportunity. Really great company, did me well. The story of how I won, it's a little amusing. I don't play Mega Millions. Twice I played. I played on Tuesday. I was sitting with a guy from work, eating, talking about retirement, saying, hey, you know, we win, we can retire. Going through all the wish lists, the stories, all that stuff. And he says, you know, I drive past that sign every single day coming to work, and I don't ever buy. So on Monday, I decided to stop and buy a ticket. You know, I looked on Tuesday, I didn't win. The next morning I looked, I didn't win. My wife looked at me and said, you know, why buy? You know, it's God's fate. He's going to make his decision. It's his plan, what's going to happen. So on Thursday, I stopped in to the gas station to get gas. Decided to go in. I had $20 left in my pocket. I said, you know what, I'm going to go in, buy some tickets. I actually had $22 and went and bought a Diet Coke. So got home, Good Friday, you know, I'm checking the numbers at 8 o'clock. You know, me, I've never played before. Lottery for me is always 7:30. I didn't know they draw at 11 o'clock. So I'm checking at 8 o'clock. Go back, do some stuff, sitting upstairs with my wife around midnight. You know, she tells me she's got to fold some laundry. I said, you know what, I'm going to go downstairs, check my numbers. If I win, you're going to hear a huge scream. We're leaving on vacation. We're going to retire. So I go downstairs. I look at my numbers. You know, first thing I look for is the mega number 1, the gold number. I look for it. I only find one of them down below. Read it across. I said, oh, 1. There's no 11. I said, well, I guess I'm not the winner. So I go up a little higher. I say, oh, here's an 11. I go 11, and I see 28, and I'm excited. I want $4. I'm delighted right now. You know, I see the next number 31. You know, I'm like, all right. You know, this is gonna be a good day for me. And I see the next number 46, and then I see 59. And I'm like, wow, I won $1 million. Remember, I looked earlier for the 1. I didn't see it. I'm like, I won $1 million. I can't believe it. I was excited. You know, life-changing money. I went over and looked at that 1. I could tell you it didn't sink in. You know, it was truly amazing. Both, some of my family members were sleeping, so I didn't go and scream out. I walked upstairs. You know, I tell my wife, I saw her, I said, baby, we get to go on vacation. She goes, what are you talking about? Don't be an idiot. I'm like, no, seriously. You know, we hit it. You know, we won the lottery. So I showed her the numbers. You know, we looked at them probably 15 times. So then I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, man, I didn't play the Megaplier. Do I have to have that to win? I don't know. I've never really played the game. You know, I'm trying to Google. I'm looking at everything. You know, so then I finally realized, you know, that I don't have to have that. And I'm like, wow. So then we're driving around on Saturday, and when they announced there was one winner, that was something else. So for us, we believe God has a plan. So for us, the plan is to do a lot of good things with it. We'll be working with our financial team to make sure those things happen. It's not only life-changing money for me, but I want it to be life-changing money for others. Family, friends, people in need. So we're going to try to do some good things with it.
New Jersey or Michigan?
New Jersey.
Who else did he call when it happened?
Nobody. I didn't leave the house all weekend. You know, I didn't even get a chance to go to church, and that was big for us to go to church on Sunday. For us, it was, you know, we were going to go Easter egg hunting on Saturday morning. Decided not to go. Sunday, didn't go to church. You know, I didn't feel comfortable taking the ticket out of the house. I didn't feel comfortable leaving it in the house. Fire, somebody come in and be crazy, take it. I don't know. Like I said, it's life-changing. You know, we gave up our weekend, and, you know, actually, a lot of you guys probably seen me already. The day they were handing out the $30,000 check, I actually stopped in for gas. I didn't see the news cameras. So I told my wife, you know, we're not from New Jersey a lot, so we don't drive around a lot. I didn't know if I needed toll money. So I'm looking at my wallet. I gave the guy that pumped my gas the last of my money. I'm like, I got one more money. I got to go in and get some money out of the ATM. So she's like, no, let's go to a different store. They're gonna recognize you. They're trying to figure out who it is. We don't want them to see you. I'm like, nah, we'll be okay. So I went in there and I seen all the cameras. I'm like, oh man, this is not gonna be good. So I turned to the left and I asked the clerk, who actually is the one that sold it to me. I asked him, I said, where's the ATM? And he gave me a double look like he knew me. I'm like, okay, this is not gonna be good. And then he finally looked at me and said, the ATM's behind. And I turned around and said, nah, too many cameras. I'm out of here. And I took off and I came right here. So some of you were there probably. So you would have actually seen me in there.
Is there something that you said you won't talk about? Do you have kids?
I won't talk about my family.
So is there something about this that's going to change people who are close to you for the better that you've been wanting to change but couldn't yet, and this money will help you do that?
I'll say that it'll help a lot of my family and friends that maybe struggle every single day. You know, like every other American, they're out there, living check by check, some of them. Fortunately for me, I didn't have to live like that. I actually had a really good job, but there's some of my family that can't live like that. So it's good for me to be able to give back to them, especially like my mother. She's a senior, living on a reduced income. So I'll be able to help her out and do some things for her and be able to help out my family.
How does that feel, being able to pick up the phone and let your mom know that you're going to take care of her? Humbling.
I keep using that word humbling. We're just humbled by the fact of everything that's happened. Some might say it's shock. We're not the type that's going to run out and spend all the money and have this great time and party it up. That's not us. We're humbled. We're a humble family. We're going to keep our roots, help out as much as we can, and do some good things with it, and leave it up to our financial advisors to help us where we need to go.
What did you do?
No. Actually, the weird thing is my mom actually called me before I wanted to tell her and told me, I heard somebody in New Jersey won the lottery. Was it you? And I wasn't ready to share with her yet, so I told her, absolutely not, Mother. Not me. If it was me, I'd be jumping around for joy. So, no. I told her after the fact, after we turned the lottery ticket, and we wanted to make sure everything was finalized and everything before I went and started telling a lot of people. We wanted to, bring it in here. Even when I brought it in, turned the ticket in, it's every day to them. I looked, I said, so did I win? And she goes, oh, yeah, you won. I said, thank God. I still wasn't sure.
What's your occupation, and will you be taking a job?
I'm helping my job right now through the transition. I won't be staying there working. I'm going to take this time to spend time with my family. I work a lot of hours. I go into work real early and leave and get home real late at night. We choose to live up north of Vernon, but I actually work in Hillside. They actually told me I could talk about their names, so I work at AAK Food Service. I'm a production manager out there. I run their facility.
Who else knew after you found out? Who did you let in on the secret?
Going through it, I talked to the executives at my work because I want them to be aware. I don't want them being surprised. Again, for me, it's more important, I was helping build a company there, and it's more important for me to make sure they're taken care of. I don't want to leave them shorthanded, and I don't want to just leave them in a spot. And then family, some friends, some really close friends of ours knew, but that's about it.
You think you'll stay in the area, or are you going to?
We haven't made a determination what we're going to do yet.
Is there something that you've been wanting to buy that now you can buy that you're going to buy?
Well, of course. Everybody's got something they want to buy.
What is it? What's your something?
So my dream is always I wanted to rebuild a 1963 Corvette. Whether I get the chance to do it or not, I don't know. But that's been my dream, so we'll see if I live out that dream.
Where did you keep the ticket? You said you're scared of a fire or bringing it outside?
In a safe. A fireproof safe to make sure, I would have to say I checked that number at least 15 times throughout the weekend because I didn't believe it. I thought maybe they're going to magically disappear or change on me.
But you hear stories about lottery winners who, once it's revealed they are the winner, there's every 10th cousin calls hoping for some help, and a lot of people. Are you concerned that there'll be a pressure on you now from a lot of people who you may not know that well, who will want something from you, and are you prepared to deal with that?
I am prepared to deal with it, and no, I'm not concerned. I know how to say no, not in a bad way. Just because somebody knew me 10 years ago and want to come up, no. Our goal is to do a lot of charity work and do good things for people that need it. Just because I knew you or you were a 10th cousin down the line way back when, doesn't mean that I'm going to help them, or I might. We haven't completely decided. We're going to leave it up to our financial team to help us go through this. But again, it's more important for us to help people as much as possible.
Do people in your church community know?
No, we actually don't have a church here yet. We're Catholic, so we were going to the Catholic Church. We haven't joined it. We haven't lived here long enough to really sit down and put roots in. Where I'm from before, they'll know it as soon as they see this press release, and I'm sure they'll be reaching out to talk to me and stuff like that.
And where are you guys going on vacation?
I won't disclose that. I'm sorry, guys. This is all about my family's safety, first and foremost, right now.
Did you pick?
Since July, I think I moved here July 28th.
Did you pick the numbers, or were they on it?
They are easy pick. That's why we believe it's God's plan. He chose the numbers for us. He's the one that made the decision. You know, I was listening to a broadcast of some guys talking on the thing, and the one guy said, you know what? Everyone hits the button, and tickets are sold like this. If that guy would have been 1 second later, it would have went to somebody else. So for us, we ultimately believe God made the decision that he's the one that put it in his hands and pushed the button, and he's the one that made the decision for us to be able to do this. And my wife's always talked about that she wants to help out as much as possible. She's actually from Mexico, so we really, sorry, I get emotional. We really want to help out some of her people that she's known way back when, her family that's still back in Mexico, and there's going to be a lot of things that we want to do, both here in the United States and abroad.
So you saying we're not siblings anymore?
Did you buy your wife a gift or anything like that to celebrate? Or?
No, my wife's more humbled like I am. She doesn't want anything. Will I do something nice for her? Of course. She's my wife. She's my queen. I will make sure she's taken care of. So.
The New Jersey Lottery Commission told us, obviously your name would have been public record, but I don't think you had to do this. Like, what makes you decide to let everybody know who you are yourself?
No, they have to do this. This is a requirement because I wouldn't be standing up here. First and foremost, my family's safety is more important, and we didn't want my face to be out there. That's why my wife's not here with me. We don't want my wife's face out there. You know, we do have others we have to worry about, so we just want to make sure that their safety is our first priority. As you said, people will be coming out of the woodwork. We want to make sure that they don't bother the rest of my family.
Richard, you mentioned where you worked in a city back there. I wasn't able to hear that. Can you just say one more time? I'm sorry.
AAK Food Service.
And you do?
I am a production manager out there. Yes, sir.
Were you afraid to let go of that ticket? You know, like when handing it into the person here, you know, it's in your hands.
Oh, no, I couldn't hand it to the person here fast enough. But anybody else, yes. I was not. No one else is going to get the ticket.
You mentioned Mexico. Is your wife?
She is.
Which part?
I won't go into details about that either.
The owner of the Luke Oil promised to keep running these people. Are you grateful for him? He was really, really like adamant about not telling anybody he thought he knew it was you. So what do you have to say to him?
So that's a hard one because if they would have known who I was when I walked in there to your guys' press conference for the $30,000, they would have mentioned it then. No one knew who I was. I'm not a regular at the store like that's been called for. I do stop in there for gas. It's one of the places I do go for gas. I go there and then a store that has Acme. Got to save that 10 cents each time, you know. And then that's about the only times I ever stop in there. So I'm not a regular. I just stop in for gas, and me to go in the store, I think I've been in that store maybe 4 or 5 times since I moved here.
What did you do that night when you told your wife when you were going to sleep?
We cried a lot together as a family, hugged a lot. I don't sleep much as it is, but no, we didn't sleep that much. The nerves, the shock of everything. It really hasn't. I don't think it's still settled in with us. Thinking about how much money it is. Like I said, it's life changing.
How old are you? And you said you lived in Michigan before. Did you live only in Michigan before, or were you?
No, I didn't mention I lived in Michigan before, and I'm 47. Did I? Man, I slipped up. When did I say that? Yes, I lived in Michigan before. Yes, we explored. I called multiple lawyers to see if we could, and I was told at each time that you're not allowed to do that in New Jersey.
You said 47, right?
I am 47.
When's your birthday?
I won't give that information either.
When you went in there with $20, how many tickets?
That is 10 easy picks.
Can
you still believe it?
Actually, when I went down to look at my numbers, I know it's weird, and that's why I say we do believe it's God's plan. I actually had something come over me that told me I was going to win. And I'm not saying that to be cocky. I actually felt that. But I guess everyone feels that when they go down and look at their numbers. So it just happened. I was, I would say lucky, but we don't believe, my wife and I don't believe in luck.
Are you doing the cash option?
We are doing the cash option.
Are you going to continue playing?
Probably. Probably. I've played a couple times since then. Honestly, I don't know. Probably right now. Maybe I'll stop later on. Again, it's God's decision who He wants to have the big numbers to, and it's His plan.
Tuesday's tax day. Where you get all your personal finances together like everybody else. Now all of a sudden you got this monumental equation.
I don't worry about that. That's up to my financial team.
I don't mean about this money. I mean about your personal, like where you struggle on the kind of, put your personal finances together and then all of a sudden.
Yeah, I do my taxes early. I'm one of the first ones out the gate. As soon as the W-2s, I send my taxes in. I don't like to have to deal with it. Give him his money and be done with it.
What are you doing tonight?
I'm on a plane.
Speaking of which, he has a tight schedule here, so maybe just a couple more, and then we can wrap it up. I'll be happy to, to answer any questions afterwards as well regarding, the ticket or anything else.
What's the first big chunk of money you plan on spending for this vacation?
Honestly, I don't know. I really haven't thought about it. We're going to be looking at a lot of different things, but I have to meet with my financial team, and they're going to have to walk me through everything because truly I don't understand all of it. That's why they're paid, to come in and help us and do what they need to do.
Well, you mentioned your mother earlier. You said she's a senior citizen. Can you just tell us a little, of her circumstances and how you might be able to help her out in her age, and what you want to do for her?
No, I'm just going to tell you that she'll be taken care of. She won't have to worry about money the rest of her life. But other than that, I won't mention anymore.
Are you grateful that Trump was elected so that you can benefit?
I don't even think politics. I don't even deal with politics.
Well, let's take a picture of you, me handing you the check, Richard, and
okay.
Then step in front of the podium. Oh, here? Yeah. Richard, congratulations once again. You are, as I said earlier in my comments, you are the largest winner of the New Jersey lottery in our nearly 50-year history. Thank you very much for playing. Right over here, please.
One just right over there. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes. You look this way, guys? Of course.
And right over here, please. This time I'll be ready.
I'm getting dizzy. Thank you. Well, Richard, thank you again for coming out, and congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
So simply amazing, guys. New Jersey man Richard Wall wins $533 million Mega Million jackpot there in New Jersey. And I thought that was cool. It's just amazing that he had that all sorted out, that he didn't want to say certain details, of course, about his family or his life, but was willing to provide the press with some pieces of information. I'm curious if you guys won that type of money, what you would let out to the press or what you would feel comfortable talking about. Neat, too, that he was saying that he will be providing for people, loved ones of his, giving to charities, and saying that this all really was in God's plan for him rather than just a luck situation. So those are always cool to see. Very happy moment for this New Jersey man. Down to another somewhat sadder case, guys. We're talking about missing persons all the time, and this one out of Texas. I don't know if you saw this, but an update this morning on a missing persons case from Austin, Texas. This was a girl, Rachel Cooke. She's been missing since 2002, and Today, police updated the media about a break that they've made in the case. I believe they found a car, they located a car that was related to the case, and police had a brief press conference to kind of describe what they found and why this may be steps to solving this missing persons case from 2002. Police and media also caught up with Rachel Cooke's mother, who had some comments on the find. So first, here's the update on the case.
Thank each of you for coming out here this morning. I want to remind everyone my intentions are to keep my remarks somewhat brief. As we put out yesterday, this is an update on the Rachel Cooke case, and I want to be intentional and careful with the information being put out, as this is a complicated, ongoing investigation. I know that this potentially brings more questions than actual answers at this time, but I will limit my comments on any questions at this time after my remarks. I know you want to see this case resolved, but rest assured, nobody wants this case more resolved than the Cooke family, specifically Janet Cooke. The day of the Rachel Cooke disappearance, witnesses described a white passenger sports car that was seen in the area where she was jogging near her home. We have in fact located a vehicle that matches the description of the vehicle and have that vehicle, as you just saw, pull in as evidence in our custody. This vehicle will be processed immediately by the FBI for any potential evidence in the Rachel Cooke case. What makes this vehicle unique is that this is also a vehicle that is tied with 3 to 4 persons of interest in the Rachel Cooke case. I want to be clear on a few topics. This is one piece of evidence that may or may not break the case. But let me also be clear that this is a significant piece of evidence from our cold case unit that they located. Regardless of the outcome, there will be a lot of work to be accomplished. Since the cold case unit inception, it is imperative that we continue to share information with the public, information that we can share, that is, and continue to solicit tips and leads on the whereabouts of Rachel Cooke. The very reason we have this vehicle in our custody now is due to a tip from a past media event similar to this. I want to remind the public and the community that there is a $100,000 reward from the combination of the family and the FBI of the known whereabouts of Rachel Cooke. I have a message for those responsible in the Rachel Cooke case. We will not go away, as you can probably see. Those responsible for the disappearance of Rachel Cooke need to take note. We will continue to work hard on this case. And our goal is to bring Rachel home. As the sheriff of Williamson County, we will not stop looking for Rachel. I think it's obvious the hard work of all those involved demonstrating what we've done, that we mean business. I want to let Janet Cooke, the mother of Rachel, know that I promise you we won't give up looking for Rachel Cooke. I want to acknowledge the continued hard work of the cold case unit, Sean Dick, the district attorney who's present now, the FBI, and the Texas Rangers. Again, I want to remind everybody the 1-800-CALL-FBI number, 1-800-225-5324, as well as the online tips address, tips.fbi.gov. Let's bring Rachel home. Now I'll take any comments or questions real quickly.
Where was the car found?
The car was located in the Dallas, Texas area, and that's all I'll say at that moment. I will not disclose that.
Sheriff, it's been almost roughly 2 decades. How confident are you to be able to grab any sort of evidence from the vehicle?
Well, first of all, I'm not a DNA expert, but I can tell you the experts that I have listened to and talked to, if there's evidence in this vehicle, we feel confident that it could still be good evidence. So this is not a dead end. In fact, this is just a significant piece of evidence that we feel confident if found. And if I may add, just because this significant piece of evidence, whether it's good or bad, we are still working leads that are not associated with this part of the case. We're working all ends of our tips.
When this vehicle was found, was it concealed in any way when it was found?
I won't comment on that.
How long will it take to process?
I don't know. The FBI's here right now. They pulled in with the vehicle. As long as it takes, I mean, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
Last question.
What type of vehicle is this?
This is a Pontiac Trans Am is all I'll say.
Do you know year?
I won't say anything at this point. Thank you all for coming out and making the Rachel Cooke story an interesting story, or the topic of discussion last night and tonight. We appreciate the media's help with putting this on the front page. Thank you.
All right, so definitely a small break there in the case as they continue to search for Rachel Cooke. That's in the Austin area of Texas, but the vehicle was found in the Dallas, Texas area, as they just mentioned. So short, brief press conference on that. I'm trying to locate the interview they did with the girl's mother, Rachel Cooke's mother, about this break, and I can't seem to quite find it right now. So we're going to stay down in Texas and bring you another cool piece on an artist down in Texas in the Houston area who is unveiling his newest monumental size sculpture on the site where the We Love Houston art piece stood a couple weeks ago. People in Texas, big about their art, big about those street art murals and everything like that. And this guy is notable, and he's announcing his unveiling. So those of you who love the arts, check out this happy story from Houston. This was just a few moments ago that he announced this unveiling.
T-shirts that you're seeing over here on your right-hand side. You'll also see several of folks walking around wearing the shirts, including Deb over there, and Mr. Adickes as well. And what you're going to notice is you're going to notice the artwork of David Adickes, these monumental sculptures that have been around for the past 30 years in our area and all abroad. So we're excited to be able to announce that collection. It is exclusive to itsahoustonthing.com. You can purchase the collection for $24.95 at shop. HOU.com, SHOPHOU.com, and you'll also get information about Mr. Adickes there as well. Well, correct. You get one T-shirt for $24.95. But once again, that's part of the initiative to go ahead and get Mr. Adickes, information out there to a whole new area. The next thing that we're doing is a tour itself on board the Houston History Bus, curated by myself and Mr. Adickes, about all of his 6 or so plus monumental sculptures that are here in Houston. For example, the French horn that you probably have seen in the Montrose area, the beautiful his first piece, Virtuoso. That's right there in the Lyric Center. And then, of course, you also have the We Love Houston sign that's been moved to 8th Wonder. And then, of course, the Beatles that most people enjoy over there by 8th Wonder as well. So all these things are happening on itsahoustonthing.com. I also want to introduce someone who's going to be talking about an arts initiative that we're working with Mr. Adickes to get his art on school campuses. Okay, and if you'd like more information about that, we have a flyer and a handout as well. But there's probably no other better person who has a 51-year relationship with Mr. Adickes to help be his spokesperson and official artist agent. That is Joseph T. Sipp. So I want to have Joseph T. Sipp join us over here. Mr. Sipp?
Thank you very much, Mr. McKinney. My name is Joe Sipp, and when I say my name is Joe Sipp, people say, Joseph what? And then I say, my name is Joseph Sipp, and then they say, the old gray-haired man stutters. So in any case, I have had a relationship with David Adickes since 1967. For those of you not old enough to remember, that was the Summer of Love. And David created a nightclub called Love Street Light Circus Feel-Good Machine, where the Buffalo Violin Partnership now offices. That T-shirt will be available in less than a week. What was referred to by Mr. McKinney is an initiative we've now begun to put public art in elementary school playgrounds primarily. You know, there's probably a maquette. If I could come over here, this says Artist Art. That says Artist Art. Actually, on the other side of this, it says art is fun. You probably have realized, if any of you have kids, that the visual and the performing arts have been deleted as curriculum in our public schools, basically. I mean, that's a little bit of an overstatement. But if you have, thank you very much. If you're in kindergarten all the way to the 5th or 6th grade, you go out on the playground, and if you have something that strikes your visual interest, it might as well be a piece of public art by a famous artist. And this is the theme of Mr. Adickes' life. He gets up in the morning and he paints for 2 or 3 hours. When he's finished painting, which is fun, not work, he hasn't gone to work yet, he goes to his sculpture studio. He spends another several hours there every day, and that's fun. So he goes to fun every day. That's what we want. This, my business card is being handed out. If anybody has any questions about any of his pieces of public art, almost all of the others are much larger than this. And those that haven't already been placed with nonprofits, mostly municipalities and county governments, are for sale to private citizens and or groups of private citizens. And I'm the person to talk to about that because David's painting or sculpting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Sip. What he also might have mentioned, too, there's some really exciting things you're going to see with Mr. Adickes shortly. I think the Baytown, for example, is a municipality that's commissioned a really special piece, Sam Houston, on horseback, that Mr. Adickes can talk about a little bit later on. But other municipalities, much like Houston, are seeing the excitement behind Mr. Adickes' collection. So we want to go ahead and make sure that without further ado, let's have Mr. Adickes come in here and talk to you all. Mr. Adickes, David Adickes.
Thank you. What Joe said, art is fun, it really is. I'm 91 years old, I've been around a long time. But I've been unemployed for something like 70 years because I don't call doing art being employed. But it's what I like to do, and it's what keeps me going. So that's the reason I wanted to express that message to school kids. Also, art is it's curative. It's being used for getting over any kind of problem to do art. I believe that is true, and that's one of the things that I'm interested in. Otherwise, I don't have a lot to say. The one behind you, we just put it up yesterday, so it's very unfinished. The whole sides and back of it will be finished in the next few days, so it's a little bit early to get a good shot of it now, but that's about it. Is anything else? Oh. All right, okay.
Well, let's introduce your Precinct 1 County Commissioner, the one and only Mr. Rodney Ellis. Mr. Ellis?
Thank you very much. I just want to say how appreciative we all are in Houston and in Harris County, Texas, to David Adickes for sharing his passion for art over the years. My office was in the Lyric Center way back when I was on city council, and he's the only reason I could make it all those years in local politics, long before some of you all were born, when Kathy Whitmire was mayor. And then I was fortunate enough, while I was in the state senate, I probably had $500,000 worth of art in the office in the state capitol. It was on loan from David Adickes, and that's the only way I could have survived my 26 years in the Texas State Senate. And now that I'm in county government, I pass by that warehouse and I see those presidential busts all the time. And so I reached out to Mr. Adickes one day and I said, look, I know you kept me in the Senate. I want if you can keep me on Commissioner's Court. Can we do something to put some of your art in public places? And then he and Joe told me about this wonderful project that they're working on. We put something on the agenda at Harris County Commissioner's Court. I don't want to spill the beans, so to speak, too quickly, but there'll be a major announcement about where some of his art is going to be displayed throughout Harris County and Precinct 1, which is primarily the city of Houston. And normally you wouldn't expect me to paraphrase a Republican president. You'd expect me to paraphrase Barack Obama, but I'm wearing this T-shirt because Mr. Adickes has taught me a little bit about art. So as George Bush said, Second, George Bush, there's a little Picasso in every one of us. So there's a bit of an Adickes in Rodney Ellis. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner Ellis. We're going to ask Mr. Adickes to come back to the microphone. I think people would probably, if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask Mr. Adickes. I'll give you the mic, Mr. Adickes.
Any questions? I don't think anybody has a question.
Some of you may not be familiar with the process. How long does that take? How long does it take?
Which one? This big one here? Oh, 3 months, something like that. The president's speech, and I did 43 of them at the same time back then. They average out to be only 6 weeks each. When you're doing a series of them, they're faster. If I were doing a new one now, it would be 2 months. There is a new president, I mean, so the problem is finding enough orange cement to do his hair.
He'll be tweeting about him tomorrow.
No, I'm not done Trump. I've done Obama and everybody beforehand from Washington to Obama. Any other question?
Tell us more about this particular one and why you did this one?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. The one that was here before, who loves Houston, was wonderful before that building was built. There was trees on our common property line, and it was all green behind it. When they cut the trees down without my permission or even knowledge and built that, I felt that the We Love Houston has lost its presence. A piece of sculpture has to be in the right place it's hard to explain, to be there. And this one, We Love Houston, wasn't. So I've moved it to another site and built this one, which is taller than the other. It's going to occupy its space, but we're putting trees all behind it very soon. As soon as they grow up, it'll be a big green background for it, and then it'll be properly displayed. That's why I built this in the first place, because I wanted the other one to be where it could be displayed. It's down in what's called the promenade, next to the Eighth Wonder. It's a street that the city has leveled. It used to be, what's the name of the street? Anyhow, it's leveled now, Pres.Trump Street, and it's going to become the new park for Edo, which is in downtown Houston. What Discovery Green is for the west side of downtown Houston, this new park will be for the east side. For Edo is the new name of the east side of downtown. And we have the concept of putting many other sculptures there in this long park area. So it's going to be beautiful for the east side of downtown, which is growing very quickly, by the way. The apartments popping up all over the place. This is made of concrete and steel and paint.
And out of all of your artwork, which one are you most proud of?
She asked, of all my artwork, which am I most proud of? I guess the same Houston and Huntsville, because it's so big. It's been there a long time. It's been a great asset for the city of Huntsville, which used to be called the prison town. Now it's the statue town, because everybody going from Houston to Dallas sees it 6 miles away, and it's become very important to the city of Huntsville. So iconic art changes the aspect of any location, any piece of real estate. The Sawyer Street area where there's the silos and Winter Street, Studios, Spring Street, Studio 1, was an industrial area of rundown buildings and derelict buildings. So when I bought those first buildings in Summer Street, they hadn't been occupied in 110 years. And when I started building the art and putting them outside, tourist buses started coming by on the daytime, and it became, the concept of what it was completely changed. It became an interesting art area. And one of the entrepreneurs, his name was John Deere, started buying stuff all around, and it's created all the art studios there. There's something like 400 art studios in the immediate area. When a few years ago they were not. They were just dilapidated buildings. So the power of art to change people's lives and also to change the value of real estate is an important factor. Oh, he's asked, do I believe art is everywhere in Houston? There's a lot of it. Art is a subjective word. I won't say there's a lot of good art in Houston, but there is a lot of paintings on walls in Houston. Some of them are very good, some of them are not. So, what about you?
Tell them something you're working on now.
Yeah, well, I'm doing Ewan is going to be sort of the brother of the cellist that's down at Lyric Center, and he's a conductor. And he's going to be conducting an orchestra with a baton, and there's no, it has not found a home yet, but I will try to put it in front of some concert hall someplace where it would be appropriate. But I build them often without knowing where they're going to go. So that's the newest one. It's about half done. I see a thing that's right. See, I got all this noise with traffic. I tried to block the street off, but they would never do that.
Mr. Adickes is a very generous artist. And like I said a moment ago, can y'all hear me? He has a studio just for his sculpture. He has a second studio just for his painting. The Sculpture Works studio was at 2500 Summer Street for over 20 years. And that's where the Sculpture Works studio was at 2500 Summer Street for over 20 years. And that's where the Beatles were built. That's where all of the presidents, all 43 of the current presidents' busts were built. He's building still, but he sold that land and improvement to John Deere, and now it's called Summer Street Studios. John's created, he's got Winter Street Studios and Spring Street Studios, and now has Summer Street Studios. But David moved from that location about a year or two ago over to the east side of downtown, to the northeast side of downtown, to a place near the old the last concert cafe. And if any of you, all of you should have my card, or will have my card, and if any of you would like to set up a tour of his actual studio, I'd be happy to do that.
Thank you. Yeah. Y'all want to go with us? Yeah, we're going right now, by the way. We're going to go on the Houston History Bus and make our way over there. Not right now. If there's no more questions, then Mr. Adickes, I guess we're good, right? Thank you for sharing a moment with us and talking about your legacy and the artwork that you have. Thank you, Mr. Ellis, for also spending your afternoon with us. And then Mr. Siff, thank you for your long friendship and making sure that we get Mr. Adickes' collection out there. And as I mentioned earlier, and including Mr. Adickes mentioned earlier, we want to get this art out there, like the conductor. We want to get it out there. So if there's people out there listening that want to get involved with that, contact Mr. Siff. His information is on the stuff that we provide you, the handout. So we thank you again for your time. Thank you.
So cloudy day there in Houston. That was legendary artist David Adickes unveiling his new sculpture along the highway. Unfortunately for us, the sound was a little muffled with the highway sound as well, which he mentioned also. But pretty cool to see this guy get his sculpture in the same place that apparently the We Love Houston famous sculpture is, along that same highway in Texas. Also down in Texas, guys, we mentioned this video earlier. We now have it. The mother of the girl Rachel Cooke, who disappeared in 2002 in the Austin area. Her name is Janet Cooke, her mother, and she was able to speak to the media after authorities found the car that is possibly connected to that case, opening up that cold case again, making a major break in that cold case from 16 years ago. Here's what Janet Cooke, her mother, had to say when she found out about this break.
First time I've been here, and I want to tell you guys thank you so much. You guys are an integral part of this case. And appreciate you guys and the networks for hanging in there with me for this long. I don't know, y'all may know more than I do at this point. This car, you know, it's, we're looking at it. We're not making any assumptions, but it's good stuff. It's good stuff, and these guys are working their tails off. The cold case crew is absolutely, totally awesome. I can't tell you enough how my heart warms for them. And Chote has been instrumental in getting this thing, looking at things, checking off lists. It's absolutely awesome. He's a special guy. That was a thing we told each other we were going to do. And, you know, he's working. He's working. People of Williamson County are getting their money's worth with this man, let me tell you. I'm not going to get my hopes up for this. I've been, as you know, down the road. There's been things come and go. But I'm going to let these guys do their job. When they tell me it's time to celebrate, oh, yeah, we'll celebrate. We will have a large party. If you want information about the actual car, that'll have to come from law enforcement. I can't speak anything about it. Y'all probably know as much as I do or more. But just being here, having a car to look at is tremendous, absolutely tremendous. And I appreciate the press. You guys have been there with me forever, and let's get it out there. Let's get this thing solved. I'm ready to throw a party, good or bad. I'm here for the long run. I'm not going away. If this is nothing, then it's nothing. We go to the next. And that's just what we do. We keep on keeping on, guys. And that's about it as far as what I know. There's a car. FBI's here. Good group of guys. The FBI has been involved more since Sheriff Chote took office than in all the other years combined. And that is huge also. They have resources that the Sheriff's Department doesn't have. So I'm going to, you know, I can't go down there and look at the car. I don't want to jeopardize, you know, if there is something with this car, I can't get near it. And it's frustrating, yes, because I want to go peek and look, but I'm not going to blow it, okay? I'm not going to be the one to blow it, okay? You have anything you want to say? Awesome dude. Absolutely awesome. He gives good hugs, too.
How are you feeling right now?
Excited, but it's tempered. I mean, you know, I've been on the roller coaster, and I've had to learn how to kind of keep things in perspective.
To be so close to this piece of evidence, vehicle, talk about putting it into perspective.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
To be so close to this vehicle, this piece of evidence, you know, what's going through your head right now?
I want to do a happy dance, you know, but I don't want to mess things up. You know, I'm scared of it. You know, these are the guys that know what to do with it. And they're going to do it. I'm sure they're going to search every molecule of that vehicle. And hopefully somewhere on that vehicle is something they can use.
Did you hear yourself reports from witnesses and seeing this white car in the area?
They want to know, did I see the car?
Did you hear reports about it?
There were several vehicles that living out where I lived. If you guys aren't familiar with where I lived out in North Lake, which is very rural. And when a car went by, if it wasn't one you recognized, you kind of made note of it. Sometimes it was people that just got lost looking for the lake, but there was a white car out and about there were people that said they saw a white car.
When you got the phone call that they found this piece of evidence, what went through your head?
OMG. Maybe this is really something. Maybe not. I mean, you know, it's hard because I wanted to do a happy dance. I wanted to see the car. I wanted to check it out, but I can't jeopardize that, you know. These guys got a tough enough job as it is without having to worry about me messing things up. Any other questions? No? Well, if you guys will keep on keeping on with me, I'll keep on keeping on. And sooner or later, if somebody's going to crack a sucker, it's going to be him and his teams and the FBI. God bless them. God bless them all.
So that was the mother of Rachel Cooke speaking to authorities about how authorities have found possibly a break in this case. Rachel Cooke was a 19-year-old student at a junior college in Southern California when she went for a run in 2002 and then went missing. No one heard a sound, no one heard anything really related to it, and she just sort of vanished. That was sort of the unusual quality of the case. And now, 16 years later, they may have found some sort of link because there was a car that was visible near where she went running, I believe, that police have located in that area. That's in Round Rock and Williamson County, which is outside of Austin, Texas. So very interesting stuff there. Meanwhile, I got some interesting weather patterns right now. We have a live camera down in Oklahoma. They're dealing with some crazy wind storms and wildfires. You can see there the smoke and what's going on down there. That's a live look.
Watching another house just across the
take a
road
listen.
from us. The fire has slowed down, trying to get to it. Highway 34 south out of Vici has been shut down. Highway 60 at 10 minutes ago had not been shut off by the deputies, but it should be. Heavy smoke. Also another fire down around Tologa, encroaching on homes southeast of Tologa. Back to you. Major County.
So that was the reporter doing his live shot back to the station down there in Oklahoma. You can see heavy smoke, lots of roads shut down as they try to effort these wildfires. But meanwhile, in Los Angeles, guys, there is stuff getting blown around because they're dealing with some heavy winds. Here's a story from LA.
Tell you at this point, these strong winds continue to blow and continue to bring the threat of even more damage from the trees that are falling one after another. Justin will get you right into the story. Have a look at this one. This is Messina, just off Scott. This tree let loose a little while ago. Repair crews, cleanup crews in here now dealing with it. They expect to work right through the night because they have dozens of these trees now down that are left to be dealt with. Watch. Tonight, the aftermath of the damaging winds, forcing cleanup crews to bring in heavy equipment. Whittier taking a direct hit from the strong, blasting winds. This pine, a 90-footer, sent crashing down, roots and all. It's so big, it even takes the sidewalk with it.
Yeah, it made a big noise. Yeah, I heard it from all the way up there.
Really halfway down the block. It scared you when you heard it?
Yeah, it scared me a little.
And then you see it, and what do you think?
I was just like, what the heck happened?
Dozens of trees blown down, Skyfox finding one after another, like here in El Sereno, to this one that's brought down in Arleta. Yet another tree blown over here in Irwindale, and cleanup crews now busy dealing with this tree that's brought down in Largemont. That as the unrelenting winds more than leave their mark. If it's not down trees, it's other debris that's sent flying, like these big palm fronds. Crews work to clean up the mess here on Eastern Ave, just off the 710. The strong winds hitting some areas harder than others, but everybody feeling this windstorm, I'll tell you. From dangerous gusts reported here in the IE to strong winds hitting the skyscrapers downtown and blowing through the usually quiet neighborhoods on the west side. But on this night, it is anything but quiet. It's all about the sound of those dangerous winds, bringing the threat of even more heavy trees that could come crashing down.
What scares me is this tree in front of our house, because it's like 3 times as big as that one.
And when these winds are blowing like this,
it scares me.
Now live, the flashing lights of the Parks Department. They're here dealing with this tree. It takes them, a couple of hours. They bring in the chainsaws, chop up the tree, very heavy as you can imagine. Then they've got to load it away. They've been working nonstop since mid-afternoon, they tell me, and they expect to go right through the night as there's still several more trees that have come down. Really windy here through the mid-afternoon hours, I'm told, and a lot of the neighbors scared about all these other trees around here have been actually telling me they've been moving their cars, parking them even a few blocks away, worried that if God forbid some of these trees let loose again tonight, there won't be any damage. For now, we are live. Whittier, back to the west side we go.
And a report there from Los Angeles from late last night, obviously into this morning. They're dealing with those high winds. But still, guys, we have the footage of the wildfires that are raging in Oklahoma. Take a look at this. 2 of them raging in northwestern Oklahoma, so much so that hundreds of homes have had to be evacuated in that area. We're going to stay here with this live picture because it is just fascinating. This car driving through, obviously one of the crews down there, to capture and really chase weather, as they do often in these Midwestern states, these sort of tornado states that deal with intense weather like this. So take a look and we'll try to pot this volume up.
I just want to know if we made it or not. There's a barn that... Oh, the barn's on fire. Okay, that fire got a barn. It's on fire, east side of Visay. The deputy is letting us go through the roadblock. We are going to go eastbound. Oh, no. Oh, crud. We've got a big fire at a building, it looks like. I can't tell. Debbie, keep that right there. We're on Facebook Live, so you know.
All this is shut down right now.
All right, can I do like I did here in Visay and go down and do a report on it? I'm not going through the smoke.
5-mile radius. Gotta head back to Visay.
Now, he let me through. I told him we were going to do it for life safety reasons. Don't know yet. See if this guy will let me go up there.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Okay, they let me through the second roadblock. We're going to be eastbound Highway 60. I hope it's just cedar trees. It's not good. There is a barn on fire from that fire we just did the report on. There's a smoke pouring out of the barn. Our daughter southeast of Tologa said that she's concerned, has a fire headed towards their residence. So we were going to try to get down there, but I don't know if we can get through this smoke. Golly, look at the black smoke.
Okay, you got fire all
to
your right, so.
Okay. So right now we are, okay, we're on another, I don't know what we've got here. We're a mile east of Visay, heavy smoke. I thought these homes were on fire, but they're not. I can't even get through this smoke. I can't chance it. Okay, let's, I'm gonna go back north and see if we can, we may have to go all the way back up to Highway 270. That's a Camargo Fire Department. Let's see, we'll get you straightened up here on the Facebook Live. I was concerned that we had homes on fire, but it's past these homes. It has to be cedar trees on fire. I'm trying to find a way to get back in there and look at it and see what we got. I cannot go east on Highway 60. The deputies have Highway 60 shut down eastbound. Highway 34 southbound is closed also. Okay. Guys, I can't read your comments right now. I'm super busy, so just bear with me. I got to get out of here and see what we've got going on. We've had 2 airplanes flying over, but they evidently aren't water droppers. Is that a section or is that just a house? House. All right. I don't even want that then. Green wheat field, that's a blessing. If I can get far enough north of it and then we can come back east, that's what I'm hoping. You know what, folks? Let me see, this would be No, with the wind coming on around west-northwest, neutral should be okay. In fact, I'm not sure how it burned up to the south side of Mutual. This may run into a fire block, a natural fire block, where it's not, where it's already burned. I'm sorry, did I have that on again? Okay. It's an iodine plant. So we're still going north on a county road. We're going to go down here, and if I can find a road that turns back to the east, we're going to take it, a section line. Try to get out ahead of this firestorm, get past it. We may end up going all the way back up to 270. Be prepared to stop. Okay. So we're going to, here, we've got a section road now. We're going to turn back to the east, see what we've got. This is east-west 58, east-west 58, and north-south 209, 58, 209. We are turning back east. Nope, it still isn't good. Facebook trying to reconnect. Okay. Facebook Live is, I don't know if it's run out of antenna. We're gonna, if I can't stop, we're just gonna keep going. There, you're back. 58-209 was the intersection. We turned east there. I thought we might have got north of the smoke. Hopefully it was a west wind. No, there's a tremendous amount of smoke right here ahead of us. We're eastbound. We're going to be going east about a mile. We may end up zigzagging all the way through here, but we're going to, right now, I mean, I want to get to our daughters, but right now we've got to get out ahead of the fire, get around the head of it, and be doing it safely and dodge the smoke. So this fire is extending to the west, and we must have a little southwest still to the wind. It's extending to the east, northeast of Visay. We're at 58 and 210. 58 and 210. Now turning back to the north on a section road. We'll go up here and hit another section and go back to the east. We're still trying to get around the head of the fire. So at Visay, on the southeast corner of Visay, we witnessed a barn catch fire. It is on fire right now in Visay. We saw vehicles flying towards us, getting out of there. And the house I was really concerned about, that's the one where I think a barn has caught fire. And we are now trying to get to the head of fire. This is going to be originating from the fire that started yesterday. And I was on it this morning at 6 a.m. shots. It was 1 mile south of Visay with pretty decent winds, kind of calm, but they have sure kicked in. Well, looks like we're still not going to be at the head of the fire when we get over here. Val and Allen are going to be east of I-35 watching for storms. Right now, I'm the only one in western Oklahoma on fires. We've got this Visay fire. We've got a fire down around Taloga.
Yes. Oh, it's been about 10 minutes ago.
So I'm eastbound, County Road.
There's fires close to them.
Did they get out of there?
Yes. And then there's nothing we can do, just pray.
grab the babies and the dogs.
It's 7 miles, Danny. 7 miles.
Oh, Danny. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.
Danny's upset. We may be at the. If I can keep making it this way.
I think you're.
That looks just like smoke, doesn't it? Okay, we're on north-south 211, east-west 57. 211, 57. We have fire to our south. I got 3 pickups coming out. That isn't good. If they're coming my way, I wonder if they got the fire at them. I have to pay attention to what's going on here. Make sure they're not evacuating if we need to be doing the same. Read this sign, so make sure to say narrow bridge. Okay. Yep, section road continues. Here's a home. Or barn. Yeah, it'll be a home right in here. Huge cedar trees at the home place. Yep, close enough to the home that could cause them a problem if the fire extends up here. If the fire extends. Okay. I think the fire's right down here. Yeah, so here's a fire truck, a tanker. So we are, let's see, we would be northeast of Visay. Coming up to another marker. I don't know what the deal is if we've got bad cell connection. Let me turn the air conditioner up and see if that'll help. I'm trying to reconnect. That's hot. Alright, now we're north-south 212, and east-west 57, 212, 57. The fire is crossing the road to the south of us. It's crossing a road to the south. We're going to continue eastbound. Continue eastbound. Looks like the head of the fire is to the south of us, so I've given you the numbers, and I'm forgetting them as fast as I'm telling them to you, so write them down, pay attention, and then you'll know where the fire's at, so you can call loved ones. I'm gonna go by a sign here that says Happy Hollow, the Happy Hollow Ranch. Turn south into it. Continuing eastbound. I think we're on 57. The fire extended into the southeast corner of Visay. I know that there was a barn on fire when we left. We're trying to go around the head of the fire, headed to Tologa. Sounds like that the fire is starting to head towards Tologa, and that's where we're headed now. Daughter, son-in-law, 2 grandbabies are down there, and we're still taking care of Visay as much as we can, and outside of Visay, but of course we're drawn down there. North-south 21357. North-south 21357. I would say at 213, that's about where the head of the fire is. So let's see. I think I should. Nope. Their fire's right there. Yeah. 21357. Let's call that a mile south is where the leading edge of the fire is. I thought I saw some smoke closer to us. Maybe that's a wheat field right there. Nope, short grass. Oh, but it's burned. Okay, this is the area that burned yesterday. Praise the Lord. Got a fire break. So we are in the area that I'm looking to see if anything's smoldering. This had to be what burned yesterday. You seen any? It's got to be. Doesn't matter. It's black. It won't burn again. So if that fire reaches this area, that it will be a natural fire break. Now I wish I'm gonna have to write down those numbers. Yeah, this is what burned yesterday. So this is where the fire break will be. Now we got power poles down from yesterday's fire. That's where those crews were headed. Thank you. We got a fire break, a natural break. Now we're starting to see the smoke on the Tologa fire. So now I'm going to turn back south. Numerous poles laying down on the ditch. Power lines down all along through here. So you're riding along with us. We are north-south 214-57. 214-57, and that's an area where the fire has burned back to the west at least a mile from yesterday, so that's a natural fire break. We're turning south now, so nothing else to burn in here. That's going to be our natural break. We're still en route to Tologa. Yes, Jared. I don't know. We are finally getting around the Viside fire. I'm going to get back down to 60 and then head your way. I don't know where it's at. Is Sharice following his Facebook Live? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Okay. Well, she had been talking to Debbie, and we told her the same thing and told her to go east. Because the winds right now looks like southwest winds. But we finally found the area that burned yesterday. It has a natural fire break, so the Viside fire is going to get stopped by the fire from yesterday. And I saw a smoke plume down in your area, so we're on a country road, 214. Yeah, 214 going southbound, trying to get back down to Highway 60 and then head your way again. Has your grandparents left? Okay. I'll have Debbie call you, because right now I'm doing a Facebook Live and we're streaming live. So I'm going to have Debbie call you and let you know, because I'm on getting her also. Okay. All right. See ya. Okay. So that's son-in-law Jared Fox. He has told Sharice same thing, and his grandparents Dennis and Phyllis Fox to evacuate, go east. Now this, we do not have a natural, well, that did burn right there. Okay, so the people down south of Tologa, you hear us talking if you're on Facebook Live, trying to tell you what's going on. You know where the Foxes live. Jared, son-in-law, just called us, said it's headed their way. So people down in that area, you need to be aware that you need to be evacuating probably right now. Debbie and I are headed that way. We finally got around the head of the fire, or the Viside fire. We're getting back to Highway 60. In fact, I think we're on right. Maybe this is it. Oh, look back over there, Deb.
There's a lot of it that's burned here. So.
It's still got a burned area there. Yep. So it's got about 2 more miles to hit where it burned yesterday. And finally that will shut this one down. So, we're at the Church of the Newborn. Everybody knows where that's at, east of Viside. Church of the Newborn. The black area is right to the west of it. It is still south. Nope, it's on both sides of the road, both sides of Highway 60. Okay, so that's probably about the last report. We're going to get on the Viside fire. We are now headed towards Tologa. Headed towards the Tologa fire. And this country in here has all burned. Oh, what's that? Whoa, something happened here yesterday. Semi-burned. Man, that must be the
That one with her jackknife?
jackknife and it burned. Golly. That's okay. So what we've got there is a semi that burned in the middle of Highway 60, about a half mile east of the Church of the Newborn on Highway 60. 3 wreckers are there. They are loading it up right now. But they are in the black. No danger to them. We're eastbound. Man, there's still quite a bit of smoke in here off this burn from yesterday. So there's little pockets still burning in here. Eastbound Highway 60. Blowing dirt. A lot of burned area, miles and miles of
Flashing
burn.
lights up ahead.
What?
Flashing lights up ahead.
I've got a flashlight. Maybe I need to leave those things on. So.
If you are just joining us, guys, you're watching this ride along in Oklahoma. The reporter down there, our Fox reporter in Oklahoma, tracking these 2 giant, massive, raging northwestern Oklahoma wildfires that have burned around 120,000 acres or so and have forced hundreds of people to have to evacuate from their homes. And you can see he's sort of going in and out, trying to get around at times, and they've been sort of successful right now. Seems like the shot may have been, he's just stalled right now. He's stopped on the road, but he's providing some of the commentary back to his own Facebook Live, to his station, but we're jumping in so you guys can kind of experience this ride along as well. Right now, no injuries have been reported, which is a good thing, but these are just massive fires that have really done a lot of damage, and you guys have a firsthand look right here. So hang on with us here, and we'll continue to cover anything that we have live coming in right now, taking a look at these wildfires in Oklahoma.
And if it catches that on fire, it's gonna
Okay.
be miserable.
House on the southeast corner of Viside. The barn right there is on fire. Okay, you got that? All right. We were right there when they were at
Yes.
that. Okay.
Be careful.
Yeah. All right. See ya.
Hold on, hold on.
Okay. Who was that?
Oh, Jared now.
What's this?
Yes, Jared. Hold on, my phone's messing. Okay, wait. Okay. Now, yeah, what? Jared. Yeah, I'm here.
So Debbie's talking to son-in-law. We are eastbound Highway 60.
Okay.
Yeah, got it. Power company's in the road right here ahead of us. Working on power lines. So we're gonna have to watch them real close.
Okay, so the fire's headed toward Tologa, south side.
There's a wheat field down there. So ask him if it's headed to that wheat field.
Is it headed to that wheat field? Yeah, several wheat fields there. Okay, that's
Okay,
good.
great. Okay.
Sounds really good. Okay.
Look at the blowing sand
So,
and ash.
Okay.
It's sand duning alongside the road. OG&E. Man, they are out here
Okay.
nasty.
Thanks.
Southwest winds. South-southwest. Man, look at the yuck. There's a pole's been burned off. So we just got through their work area. Oh no, cattle dead. There's 2 head of dead cattle.
There's another one. No, I don't know. You probably don't know.
Dead cattle there.
Multiple.
Power lines down. Power lines have been burned into. We are driving 25 miles an hour eastbound. Visibility down to a quarter mile or less. All these power lines, just saw 3 head of dead cattle laying next to the road. Laying next to the fence. We're continuing eastbound at about 35 miles an hour. There's OG&E crews out here. All of this is desolate, burned off, sand blowing. When I say desolate, not meaning that people don't live here. People live here. It's just that it's turned into a moonscape right now. So Debbie's getting phone calls concerning the fire at Tologa. I mean, well, where else you can get this kind of coverage? We've been to Woodward, Visay, now Tologa. Headed to Tologa. Another power line burned off, collapsed. This is what we call the Dewey County fire from yesterday. Sealing in danger. I don't know.
Okay, well, we're still headed
We're
down
still
that
headed
way.
eastbound towards Sealing right now. Highway 60.
Okay.
Be sure and share this so people, we're in a vast, vast area, miles and miles of areas that have burned or are burning right now. There are power lines down Highway 60 just off the side of the road. There are power poles partially laying in the road. OG&E crews are out with their bucket trucks. They're trying to get new poles in the ground, reestablish power, but they're doing it in winds that are southwest. Here's Cestus, southwest blowing around 30 miles an hour, sand, grit, ash blowing all over them. All right, visibility's down now again to about a quarter mile. Blowing ash, there's some smoldering stuff, dirt. Nope, we're down to 100-yard viz. 50-yard visibility. I've got flashing lights on. We're still eastbound towards Sealing. Every place they've got green wheat, man, that's a godsend. It's okay. We've cleared it again. Got about enough mile visibility. Eastbound Highway 60 towards Sealing. Just went by Cestus about 2 miles back. Here's a sign that says Riley Cemetery. I don't know why these people are standing by the road.
They want you out of the road, Marty.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come.
You said something on there and stuff about Fox Ranch.
Right, that's her daughter and son-in-law. That's where we're headed.
Okay, you've got something over there? This is the first we're hearing about it is on your live stream. So.
Yeah. Dennis and Phyllis just live up the hill from Jared and Teresa and grandbabies, and that's where we're headed.
Fires rekindled there at Tologa.
So Jared,
do you have confirmation of this?
Been talking to Jared on the phone. Said the fire was approaching the south side of Tologa, but I know there's those wheat fields. So we're hoping that's going to shut that down. But then you go south of that, the kids live down that road, that cut-through road. So that's where we're trying to get over to there.
You guys can hear, if you're still on with us watching this live stream, of the ride along in Oklahoma for these wildfires. Really, really crazy stuff. These are very dangerous weather conditions there with super strong winds. You can hear the wind coming into his microphone, into his live stream. 20 to 30 miles an hour, apparently gusts of up to 50 miles an hour. And the governor of Oklahoma has actually stepped in here. He's issued a burn ban in about 16 counties in Oklahoma because it's just such high wind and very low humidity, very high heat, causing these wildfires to just be the perfect, really, scenario for wildfires to kind of sustain themselves in Oklahoma. Again, this is the Panhandle area, that northwestern area of Oklahoma. Kind of cool to check into this ride along. So stay with us, guys, for more of this live.
Call Jared, and then these guys will know, because that's what I'm in the business to do. Let y'all know.
That's what I'm saying. Is he talking about the one southwest of Putnam, or is he actually talking about one?
Well, yeah, there was something came up about Lenora.
Well, Lenora's right down here.
How far south?
It's a long ways from the Fox Ranch.
No, that's where the fire's at. That's what he was telling us. It was. Now there's something else.
Yeah, but what I'm
we were
saying,
we were southwest winds.
I know.
We're going west.
Jared, can you tell these guys here where the fire's at exactly? Hold on.
Thank you.
Yeah, this Bob.
You know what? Those windmills are looking southwest. They're not actually west yet. So that it's not making it down here yet.
Pull off, get your butt off the road.
You told me to stop.
Thank you for stopping. We heard that and we hadn't heard anything. So
you're seeing what's west and south of you, right? Okay, all right. Well, we was hearing that it was on the Fox Ranch.
No, I didn't say that.
We've had multiple calls after that.
Okay.
All righty. All right, thank you.
Okay.
Well, whatever you said came across that away.
No, I just said it's headed to the Fox Ranch, and we got to evacuate there.
What?
So we're headed eastbound. There's somebody that can't understand what's being said.
Okay. Sounds okay. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, there's a trooper right there. All right, so we are continuing. What they did, they were wanting to stop us and find out the information, but they were not hearing it the way we were talking. The Fox Ranch in that area is being evacuated.
No, it's not. We're saying it's close to the Fox Ranch. It's not.
I didn't say that. I just said it was being evacuated.
Okay.
I don't know where the fire's at. We just told the kids to go east. So, again, we are headed to Tologa. We do not know where fire is at, but it may impact them, and you do not want to wait until it's real close. We want to get them out of there. So I'm saying that anybody that's near them, south side of Tologa, if you have smoke blowing in on you, got you. Okay. So, misunderstanding, the fire is not at their place. I was saying that they need to evacuate. So the fire's not at their place. Did sometime during that, did I say the fire was there? Did I make a mistake? Okay. Apologies. Evidently, I did say the fire was at their place. It is not. We are headed that way to find out where the fire is at. But we had told them to go ahead and get people evacuated because of the danger. Folks, you got to remember, we just watched a barn burn up that 10 minutes before. There was no smoke, no fire around a barn southeast side of Visai, the corner of Visai. In the 10 minutes that we drove east of Visai on Highway 60, 1 mile, I looked in my rearview mirror and saw black smoke. As fast as I could drive back to Visai, turn and get on the fire, that fire was racing across the pasture. It had burned a barn. We got that. There was a barn burning straight south of Visai, maybe a quarter mile. And then we backed up, went east, maybe down a blacktop road, and saw people streaming out of there, 4 vehicles coming west at me at a high rate of speed to evacuate their homes. The fire rolled over a house that we couldn't see anymore, but after we left, we looked back and the barn had smoke rolling out of it. So, what you're hearing on Facebook Live and on the stream, you have to understand that I may have said some stuff wrong, directions or whatever. I've had 2.5 hours sleep in 2 days, and this is our 3rd fire we're headed to. So if I said that there was fire headed that way, apologies. We are now going by what I knew as the Mishwish and Panhandle Eastern. I don't know what they're called now. The plants on Highway 60, Panhandle Eastern. So that's where we're at. So we're just a mile or 2 from the intersection. Now here's some big dozers ahead of us that are turning, no, let's see. Road grader. We're just going past north-south 224. There goes a road grader and a dozer. listening to David. Listening to David. They're talking to Alan. They are storm chasing east of I-35, Ada, McAllister. Stevens and Garvin County, looking at that area. So, the storms, talk about Stevens, Garvin County, that's area of interest. Dew points 20. Dew points 20 El Reno, 65 in the city. So there's where your dry line is. All right, so we'll start over here. We're headed down to Tologa. So we're still eastbound on Highway 60. But here I've got southwest winds. They're not west, they're southwest. The farther east I go, the more tilted they are to southwest. Back at Byside, they were just a little southwest. At Woodward, they were they northwest there, Debbie? I know they had to be west. They're probably northwest now because they were northwest at Inglewood this morning at about 9. So we're still eastbound. Right here's our intersection. So guys, listen on Facebook. We're going to be at 60s at 180. See, get my number right. 183. Okay, 60 183 junction, just west of Sealing, and we're going to drop south on 183. Sealing just has heavy smoke and lovely green wheat fields almost completely surrounding it. There's one little area not with green. So we're dropping south on 183. We're just a mile south of Gore Truck Stop. We're a mile west of Sealing, and we're dropping south right now. Okay, south 183. Headed to Tologa, 8 miles to Tologa, heavy smoke ahead of us. Heavy smoke. Okay, gonna clear my counter. We're 8 miles from Tologa. Southwest winds here, probably in the 30 range. Now those winds they may be stronger than 30. It's moving the pickup around. So again, we're headed down to Tologa, and do not know where the fire is right now. But I've got heavy smoke, but the visibility is probably 2 miles. We're headed southbound 183. Yeah, there is pretty strong winds out of the southwest. We are 2 miles south of the junction. Still headed south. Smoke isn't quite as bad right here. Okay. Okay, at this intersection, this is what I was calling Pee Wee's Road. I don't know what the locals call it. It comes out of where the Pee Wee Melon stand was on 270. East-West 63, where you turn back to the east and you can end up on 270, southeast of Sealing. Just going by that. Smoke still a couple mile visibility. Not bad. 3 miles south of the intersection. Have you heard anything else from Jake on the Woodward fire? Huh?
It's out.
Okay.
Under control.
Okay, the Woodward fire is under control. Jake's son's on it. Now we're going down to where the daughter and son-in-law are at. If the winds were like this morning when we were there covering that fire that started northwest of Woodward, I would have been very concerned. Well, no, our winds are southwest. I was concerned if they were strong northwest would have taken it to Woodward. Right now, I have strong southwest winds at Tologa. All right, now smoke's about a mile and a half is. Whoa, man, the winds are just, I bet you those 40-mile-an-hour winds right there. All right, we're 4.5 miles south of the junction. Going down the big hill down in the river bottom. So there's the river bottom, heavy smoke. Very heavy smoke southwest of Tologa. Man. A lot of green wheat. The only way to get to Lenore is go down this road, but I need to go in and see south side. Okay, we're on Hog Creek, just north of Tologa. Just getting to the bridge. Everything's good. No fire. Some smoke, not bad. I know I did say this earlier. We had to get down there and find out what was going on, so that's what we're doing. Concern was that we would need to be evacuating people, but I probably jumped the gun on that. We'll go down here. When it's grandbabies and daughter and son-in-law, you start thinking maybe too far ahead. That's what I do, think ahead, figure it out. All right, coming in Tologa on the north side. No problem. Okay, we're in Tologa. We're looking good here. I mean, we have smoke in town. Tologa's looking really good. Well, now look at the smoke right there, Debbie. Is it straight west? Does that look like a smoke plume right there?
It's hard to say.
Oh, is there another one southwest?
I think. Looks like it's west.
All right, so we get out here south of town, take a look back. Oh boy. Ooh. So we're in the town of Taloga. Strong southwest winds. What is it? Okay, south side of Taloga. Well, I'm seeing the heavy smoke right up there. They've got green wheat field. I know there's a road up here I can turn back to the west. I think I can go about 2 miles. I remember storm chasing on that road. Man, that is heavy over there. So, right now, no fire to the Highway 183. But both sides in here, we've got wheat fields on the south side of Taloga for about 2 miles on the highway. But my winds are southwest, at least 30. There may be some 35, 40 gusts in here. Still going south. Golly, at least 40. So I'm coming up on the cemetery, and I'm going to head back west on that road. There's sure no fire right in here. Not seeing anything. So the guys at the roadblock that were questioning us on what was going on, and I probably made a mistake on what I was saying. We are on east-west 69, which would put me about 2 miles south of Taloga. East-west 69, we're going to turn back to the west. There is no fire visible anywhere. So we're going back west and see what we can find. But I got to tell you guys, there's some heavy smoke between. Is it dirt? I don't know. Might be right.
Well, guys, this has just been some really riveting, incredible footage, video footage live from Oklahoma as they drive through these small towns, really finding these junctions and then turning, going 8 miles south of one town and 6 miles of the next. Fortunately, not finding really the origin of the fire that they want to find, but it's been really enlightening for me to learn more about this and to see really what they're going through here in northwestern Oklahoma. So again, this is part of the panhandle of Oklahoma. Some of those towns have long been evacuated overnight, the governor issuing a state of emergency and also a ban on burning fires outside, which totally makes sense. Very low humidity there, very high heat, wind gusts of 20 to 30 miles an hour, causing these fires to be so spreadable. And if you saw earlier, just that tragic footage of some of the dead animals on the side of the road, the dead cattle, the downed power lines, just a lot of damage due to these fires. So that will sort of round out our digital coverage for today, guys. We want to thank you for joining us on the digital stream. Sort of caught up on some of that footage at the end of this, but today we covered a lot of stuff, including some of the breaking news from around the country, some of the political news that we've been talking about this week, James Comey's big book, and anything else that really came in for us. But happy Friday the 13th. We'll see you again on Monday. Have a great weekend. And if you're in the DMV area, enjoy the gorgeous weather, as I'm hoping to do very soon later today. So guys, take care. I'm Molly Nevola. We'll see you Monday on YouTube.
up.